Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go!
Third! Let the Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Lord.
And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Saturday night edition of the AEW Collision Sidecast. I actually got it out right the first time for once. Wow, let's just... Yay me! Good to see everybody here tonight, just filing in here. We're getting ready for I'm expecting a pretty good show tonight. It is a tape show. They did record it on Wednesday after Collision. After Dynamite earlier this week. So, I like the fact that spoilers really haven't gone out a whole lot about what's going on here. And my God, this is the start of a very busy 24 hours for us here. Not only do we have Collision tonight, not only do we have WWE 2K25 tonight, with our double shot tonight that we're having weeks 7 and 8. Let me get that straight. We're gonna have weeks 7 and 8 going on, and then tomorrow morning / early afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in, 10 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. on the West Coast, and noon on the East Coast. We're here for Forbidden Door. The pre-show starts at about a half hour before that. We'll let them get their talkie in, and then I'm assuming they're probably going to have 3 or 4 matches on the pre-show. So we will be here. We'll be here to chat up Forbidden Door and everything that's with it. We got a jam-packed card for tonight. You ever hate it when you get hiccups at the start of a stream? Ugh. Just pulling the phone up here so I can get all the matches down for you here. We're going to have Big Bill in action. We're going to have the Gates of Agony versus the Grizzly Young Vets who are coming home for the week. So they are based out of Orlando now, but you know what I mean. They're originally from the European area. We got Hiromu Takahashi and Skyflight taking on the Don Callis family in 8-man tag action. Sans Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher not being involved in the match. I'm assuming until after the match. Or he'll probably interfere at ringside. We got Queen Almanada and Willow Nightingale taking on Sky Blue and Julia Hart, which I think is going to be a rather... They're inching more and more to these this War Games match. This blood and guts match for the women. They're stirring so close to it. I just wish they'd hurry up and drop it already. Let us know what's going on there. From a Wrestle Dynasty rematch, we're getting Takeshita and Ishii. I can't get this guy's fully face here because the production's so horrible here. The Young Bucks are taking on Paragon. And then the other one, and I'm really excited for this. I'm really hoping that it's not an All Ray in the Ring match. But Isla Dawn is making her debut against Megan Bayne of all people. If Isla pulls off a victory here, I don't think she will. I think she'll lose, but you could imagine if Isla Dawn pulled off a victory over Megan Bayne in her first appearance at AEW. I saw a few troll accounts come out and say that Isla's already been signed. I think it's one of those, everybody wants to say whatever they can, so when it actually happens, they can say they broke it first. And that's something you really have to be careful of these days. You really do. But yeah, as we're getting started here, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. They're just getting through the... If you're watching in the States, it is on TNT. If you're watching in Canada, it is the USA and Canada channel formerly known as the Discovery Channel. It is available to everybody. Just got to look for it. Mr. Zodiac, how the hell you doing on a Saturday night? I am super excited here. Like, I know we've been talking about this for a while, but the debut that I wanted to hear from the releases that are going on, there's been two. Dakota Kai and Isla Dawn. So Isla Dawn is making her debut tonight in the 2K25 current clubhouse leader. So you feel, I thought you didn't want to be in first. Hey, I don't mind. I'll cruise back to third place going into season 3, my friend. I'll keep all my picks. I'm fine with that. No, I like these nights where there's no real interference. There's nothing in the way. Last season I did for strategic. Well, that's what I'm doing too. It's tragedy. Isla Dawn official. Isla Dawn is on the poster, but not officially signed. Like, we can't say that she's signed to the roster because, well, she isn't. Oh, no. No, Cal is the show poster for today. Like the one that they put out for Collision everywhere, so. That's what I was reading off the rundown earlier tonight, so. What we need to do is create a powerful sense of dread. I'm just glad Callis is actually getting to do something useful for a moment. Why does Callis look... Oh my god, please, 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 do not show his forehead like that. Please, why are you doing that? Oh my goodness, they got Riccaboni on tonight. I am not complaining one little bit. Of course, Nigel's not going to be on it because he's getting ready for Zack Sabre Jr., right? Oh, Nigel, I'll shut up now. Nigel's working tonight. I guess if Zack Sabre Jr. isn't going to show up right until the day of the show, you really don't need to push him up. I wouldn't mind a promo by Nigel, though. Oh, yeah, Chris, I sent you the poster I was talking about here. I like the new graphic for Skyflight. I almost wish that they wouldn't say, like, if you're dealing with a trio like this, don't mention his Top Flight and Scorpio Sky. List each person out. Oh my god, this guy's like, who's this? I wish AEW wouldn't have... Well, I'm scared that it's actually going to be an already in the ring match. Always missed the beginning. You didn't miss much. We're only, what, 5 minutes in? 12 minutes in, sorry. And the show's not even 2 minutes old, McCurdy, so you're fine. Don't worry about it. McG, you're even popping in. Yeah, we're on the first set of ring entrances. But you missed the yo-yo-yo. Oh, yeah. You got to be here earlier for that. Gonna go balls tonight. I gotta... I gotta find an audio for you guys for that. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's just filing in here. It's a beautiful Saturday night here in Alberta. We just had Danhausen here for a show with Top Talent Pro Wrestling yesterday. Pray Saturn, pray Saturn, pray Saturn. We'll always do that. Got a couple shirts to say hi to, but all right, you take care, McCurdy. Tab's always open if you want it. Dodger Baseball, good to see you here tonight. How you doing today? Jays took forever to take care of the Marlins today. Shouldn't have, but did. Hope you enjoy the Weekend Classic. I haven't... I'm almost on the Fajita... Or no, I finished the Fajita Conquest map already yesterday, and I'm like a third done the 7-inning program already. Just because I was on call yesterday, I can't play anything online or stream anything. That's why I looked a little bit more disheveled than usual. Just finished the 32-hour shift. Wolfed out some supper, then got on stream here tonight. Just enjoy the new content? Yeah. I'm glad you are. Tomorrow's going to be a long wrestling stream, and then probably tomorrow night, while I'm offline, I might even try to get some Weekend Classic matches in just to see if I can do it. I'm just about wrapped up. I'm about 200,000 away from getting Shohei, so especially now with the cost going down a fair bit. But then yeah, I got a special. Oh my god! So they were using that as a finisher, and now they're using that tornado DDT off the partner as their finisher. Oh god. Darius, my friend. You never do a dive at face first at Lance Archer ever. But yeah, just a reminder, folks, we will be here. Sorry, just checking a few updates that are coming up right now. Oh, Captain Ed gave us a shout out of the Remember the Game chat. I forgot. I gotta get my bribe money into Captain Ed's. Oh my god. Dante just literally saved his neck. You guys are gonna see this here right away. He's gonna do a Beal over the top. And he didn't rotate to the very last second. If he wouldn't have got that rotation in. Oh, Rocky, what do you got planned? Oh, he actually hit a drop kick there. Rocky's just such a good heel. I'd like to know what happened to Trent, though. Hey, Bray. Oh, I just did the rundown just a couple seconds ago. Right now, we got an 8-man tag. Skyflight and Hiromu Takahashi against the Don Callis family. We got a lot on this card. Like, the highlights for me tonight, the Bucks versus the Paragon in sort of a PWG match. Excuse me, sorry. We got this crazy 8-man tag involved. We got the debut of Isla Dawn, as she's going to be taking on Megan Bain. We're going to have the Max Caster Open Challenge, which is going to be an absolute amazeballs thing to happen in Europe. But yeah, the whole card seems to be really well done here as we go to full first commercial break. We're going to have the Grizzled Young Veterans taking on the Gates of Agony as well. Takeshita versus Tomohiro Ishii. That's. I wish they would put the Never Openweight Championship on the line there, but. Then, of course, the Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue and Julia Hart taking on Willow and Queen Aminata. And Big Bill is going to be cleaning somebody's clock. I wonder who that's going to be. I always hate it when they have Big Bill in action. It's like, damn it, give the local guy some help here. But then I guess you got to sign a contract. You got to get permission to use his face and all that stuff as you go. So I can sort of understand why they don't do that for non-contracted talent. That's why I think Isla Dawn's probably signed. Were Isla and Alba a team before the Fed? I don't know. I do know that Kaylee Ray was. She was more of an ICW. You know what? We got a spare second. We're in the middle of a commercial break right now. On the Indies. Teamed together on the independent circuit before joining WWE. They were known to fans as a formidable duo with their time. Oh. All right, so yeah, I guess they did team up. There's no real specifics, but that doesn't really surprise me. You could tell the chemistry was there before, so unfortunately Alba's doing great right now. Like she was just on I believe she was just on SmackDown yesterday, helping Piper Niven get a victory over Chelsea Green. Her and Piper working together just turned out great. Oh, it's something I just want to quickly address while we're here, as we're getting a hot tag into Scorpio Sky. While I do heavily talk about AEW on this show, by no means do I want to disparage WWE, because I know a lot of people do. There's always positive messages to have out about whatever promotion you're watching. Hell, we had Mike Santana and Dadhausen here in Edmonton yesterday. So we had AEW technically and NXT TNA representation. My bad. And you know what? If you don't like one promotion, that's fine. All I ask is you don't disparage somebody for someone who does. And the same goes the other way. I've seen a lot of streamers today the tribalism's been picking up since everything's been in Europe, so I just want to throw that out there right now. I'm more than fine with anybody enjoying whatever wrestling. Just don't give anybody any grief for not enjoying the wrestling that you do. Like exactly, Styles. Like I have friends and I have people that I know in multiple promotions just from my work on the indies for 5 years. Rocky's never getting a pin in this damn promotion. By the way, good to see you here tonight, Styles. Oh, I think the biggest bombshell, but you want to talk about, other controversial statements made. The person futurely known as Bailey W. Was on a live stream with Mercedes yesterday as part of the 10-year anniversary of the infamous NXT Brooklyn match between Sasha and Bailey, of course. And Bailey did announce that she's going to be at the Women Take Over the World wrestling promotion the next time it's up. And in particular, to check out Chris Statlander. So, yeah. Like, there's no rumors going anywhere right now. Well, could you imagine? Like, she's doing well on her contract and the gimmick's going well, but I just don't see her re-signing. Well, Archer's done. That's the fun part about this. A double suplex will knock Archer out. Yet everything else... should be a good addition. I don't think that's bias. I think that's just straight facts. I do think that there's a couple people that would be great additions. Just the right time, right? There's the TKO getting rid of Romero. Looked a little awkward, but this is how you get Tanahashi over. Little Death Valley driver action. Time bomb, I do believe. There's your 3 count. Yeah. Well, hey. You take a look at a lot of the women that aren't getting on TV at AEW too, and, you're going to have such a positive promotion with all the people that are left there too, right? Oh, and here comes Fletcher. Yeah, it goes both ways, SGG, like I said. I will never doubt the wrestler. I will hate the booking. There is a big difference. Great women in both organizations.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Yeah, that's pretty much the booking of both promotions some days. I will totally agree with you on that one. But no, like, tomorrow's going to be a fun card. Like, hell, anybody that wants to complain about women's division, never forget, there are only 2 women's matches on it could be an 8-hour card tomorrow. Who knows? For the record, I don't think it's going to... The hell? Hook on hook violence here? And the FTW title? The hell? That was one of the oddest promos there. It'd be a 13-hour card. I tend to lose interest after 3 hours. That's fair. No, in all seriousness, I do expect a 4-hour card. Wait, where is this one?
What the hell was that?
It's right on my thumbprint here. No, I expect it to be 4 hours. That's about it. I don't see TK going for an overrun. There's no real point to do it. Because Heatwave, I believe it's at 7 p.m. Eastern. So literally he would have to run a 6-hour show, and for the amount of money. What's Hook? AEW action figures. You see that? That one, they've been doing different promos for Hook as he's been off for a little while there. Hook, if you're not familiar, Hook is Taz's son. He actually wrestles in AEW. He's a former FTW champion. He's a former hardcore champion, I do believe, or something. He was the recipient of the infamous glass from Jack Perry that got CM Punk over the top and ended up getting him punted from AEW eventually. So if you want to get the correlation where he was currently the Trios champions right now. The original version of the Ops did not have Powerhouse Hobbs in there. They had Hook as the third man instead. So that's probably going to play up to a story that's going to be coming up soon. They actually had a Hook signal last week. I think it was last week on Dynamite, actually. Throw out the Kawhi laugh there. Nice work, STG. Yeah, in terms of a feel, sorry, in terms of looks, he's not so. He's not so much like his dad, but in terms of his moveset, in terms of, I want to say young charisma, it's all there from what his dad was like in ECW. But yeah, like Hook's planning to come back. He's been off took a little time off. And he's probably going to end up feuding with Samoa Joe, which is going to be insane. So that was more a submission brawler. The son does a little more. Yeah. Well, let's face it. You don't need to do a whole lot more. Joe passed the torch. He's done that already to him. That's why he's sort of in the fold. Probably sometimes less is more. Yeah. Think too much over the top can be off. Yeah, but for everything that we did in 99 and 98 back then, it was more about presentation and less about the actual in-ring work. I still can't believe Bozilla and Tony Khan's been in there forever. Presentation, sexy type mic work. Mercedes is going to be in trouble, even though she's got an extra belt now. She ended up winning I think it's the Rev Pro Women's. Nets! Oh my God, here we go. Isla's coming down. Isla's getting an entrance. Let's go. This crowd is go bananas. Still pay attention to technical whatever possible, especially when you get Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect. That's fair. And that's what we're talking about. Everybody's got a different style that they like. Isla's here. Let's go. I really hope that she doesn't get completely squashed by Megan here. And you know what I'm really waiting for? I'm waiting for a little post by Tony Khan after this. it would I think it would really do. Okay, what time does Forbidden Door start tomorrow? Okay, you're on the East Coast, so it'd be. It's starting at 1 p.m. your time. The pre-show starts at 11:30 your time. We're going to be on right around noon. That's early for you at 12? Yeah, well, think about it for me. I'm starting streaming at 10. Because we always stream the first hour of the pre-show as well, because, hell, there's a whole bunch of matches that get piled in there before the show, right? Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. I need to get these in. Sorry. Yeah, it's 1 p.m. Eastern is a pay-per-view. Oh, yeah. We're extra thirsty. We gotta get the drink in. And tonight this week I've actually scrounged for some Pepsi Zero. Submit to thirst. We're already up before 10, yeah. Okay, that sound didn't work properly. Sorry, STG. Hey, Christopher, I'm already up before 10. Hey, that's fair. I need a VPN for Megan Bane. No, you did not miss the open challenge. We're all good. Sorry, some of the sounds aren't working. I gotta check with Blurp on that. But if you guys haven't heard, and this is especially for Zodiac, I'm already putting his DMs for him. Megan Bane just randomly dropped an OF link in her Instagram earlier. I think it was Thursday. I think they're doing an Island Dawn chant right now. I'm happy for this. Well, she's the hometown girl, right? Like, this is Scotland. Be watching. Oh, you gonna be here tomorrow, Styles? Hey, you know what? I appreciate everybody that's here. And once again, open house rules. You got a Twitch account, a mic, and you're not a shithead, you can come live on the show here. So this is a one-off like Cardona. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I've had troll accounts say that she has, but once again, I do think a lot of those accounts are basically they're throwing every news report they can out there. Yeah, I think I saw those too. Everybody's throwing out a report saying that everybody did everything just so they can say that they were the first one to do it. Probably kept fork to 50 with all this ESPN shit going. Yeah, like we might have to sit down and do like a separate stream just to talk wrestling itself. The rumors a month ago that AEW was impressed with her too. You blame them? Like she does a lot of great work. It's just you got to be careful with if you're trying to. You're talking about somebody's character being shit or whatever. Mainly because if you're getting booked to a character, you're stuck with. You're seriously stuck with whatever you get, right? And you can make the best of it, but still a shitty gimmick, still a shitty gimmick. Like right now, I got hell in my GM mode. I got Isla fighting for the U.S. or sorry, the North American title. Honestly, I stopped to pay attention to IWC writers. It really is releasing stories first ahead to get journals. I'll get to that in a sec here. Well, it was signing was imminent, so with all the other great talent out there, this coming to fruition means I'm giving these rumors a bit more credibility. Yeah, that's fair. The thing for me is, in terms of writers that I'll listen to, I'll take Meltzer with like 3 pounds of salt, and I'll listen to SRS, because SRS and his group over at Fightful, to be honest, they won't release stuff without facts. Even if, like, every once in a while they might screw up one or two, but very rarely. And now that everybody's pissed off at WWE, how Triple H made his comment about, the hell? Oh my God. Yep, she's done. Meltzer hit all-time low. Might have. Could see Dog going to ROH. Well, ROH just taped the same night. She could work both. Aminato was doing that. Meltzer hit all-time low for me, agent. All these stories and all these writers are, for me personally, it's a whole bunch of mix-up, right? It's a whole bunch of different stuff. Got to take the good with the bad. You got to, like, don't expect everything to be 100% correct. This is an entire industry of people that are there to fool you. Well, here we go. Here's a little face-off here. Willow cut off Statlander a couple weeks ago. And now, she cut off Statlander a couple weeks ago. Now she's cutting off Megan Bade, who is absolutely pissed about this. Sometimes I wish social media was gone so we get a true surprise. That's fair. Riccaboni there with the rap once again. Let's go. You get the horn for that one, sir. Now, in terms of a true surprise, I don't know if you're going to get a whole lot of those anymore. Because here's the problem with the big surprise. Especially when it comes to a pay-per-view. As a promoter, what's your number one job for pay-per-views? Give you a reason to check out the pay-per-view. And the problem is the bar is so high now. Like, the bar is literally up as high as it's been in years. If you want to surprise, you actively avoid everything. Yeah, like, I'll be honest, I pretty much avoided anything that said AEW Collision on it for the last 3 days. I legit am going in blind to this show. I don't know what happens. I don't know if I want this rock music for the Sisters of Sid. Like, with Tekla there, I can understand picking it up a little bit, but... But yeah, like, everything that's going on, like... I know it's been brought up before, but it's time for AEW. Tony Khan said he's ready for it. He's just... There's a few injuries that are holding it back right now. He said that point blank. Like Tony Khan has been. Tony Khan's been bringing this up more than once. That he has the titles already done. It's just he needs to get to a point where the roster is big enough where he can possibly do it. And big and healthy enough. Let's correct. So, just a reminder, don't worry about Countdown. Stick around here. We're going to be doing some 2K25. Healthy's the main word all around. Yeah, fair enough. Rumor has they might take the belt off Storm. The rumor is that she could keep her title. There's rumors everywhere about everything. I wouldn't mind Athena taking the title. If you guys have been around long enough here and heard my predictions, even going back to All In, I said point blank what I think is going to happen. You're going to get Tony retaining. Mercedes now has 9 belts, which she just won another one on Friday. Mercedes going to have 69 belts by the end of it. Nice. But I think what she does is Mercedes is just so fixated on winning that title, she'll put every belt she has on the line against Tony's one. And then Mercedes wins it at All Out Toronto. You got to remember, now we're entering the... As much as Tony Khan says that he's not counter booking or worried about the other show, he's got to do some things to make sure that he has something to fall back on here in terms of a show going on with the fact that WrestlePalooza is the same night, right? Like, personally, I think what they're going to probably end up doing is the main event of CNC Wrestling Factory, a.k.a. Christian, Cage, and Cope, going to be taking on FTR for the tag titles. I think that's your main event of All Out, to be honest. So now Amanada's advertising chocolate kisses on socials, talking to her opponents about how would you guys like some chocolate kisses? That's that ass move that she does. And now people are just showing pictures of soft ice cream. Like, am I missing something here? Am I old? No, it's everybody else that's wrong. Is that the way it works? Damn Skitter. No, like, I would be fine if Athena took the title. Just, all I ask is if you're going to switch a title, make sure you got a lineup to go. And Christian and Cope lose? No, I think they win it. They're going to get the Sting treatment. This is their final run. Even if they don't last like long, I think they'll get the titles there. Because that forces them to tag together longer after the FTR issue is finished. Like Christian said it himself, Cope's there to help him with his Nick Wayne problem, which ends up being a Luchasaurus problem. And Christian's there in return to help Cope with his FTR problem. While the one way you can fix the FTR problem is beat them for the titles in your hometown. Now, I just want to isolate this one-on-one here. CNC versus FTR versus Cena versus Brock. Do you see anybody really switching a dial over those matches, or are they both quality matches? You pretty much stay where you are. I know personally, I know where I'll be. I'll be firmly watching AEW. I've tried doing the multi-stream before, and it just, my eyes keep getting taken away from one product or another, and I always end up missing the great stuff. So Christian's had a great run with AEW. Give the man what he wants. Yeah, like, I think he wants this, and I think he wants to do it this way. And I think a tag title run would actually make a lot of sense right now. And then they can eventually put over one of these younger teams. But I really wonder about these issues with the Hurt Syndicate. Everyone here listens to Pro Wrestling Nation, right? With all due respect, Styles, I don't have Sirius Radio. And especially, I'm not going to pay extra money if you got somebody out there that's just, I hate to equate the two. Forgive me if it's a little overstepping my bounds here a little bit, but I'm going to anyway. Bully Ray is the equivalent of a wrestling flat earther. He constantly will say that WWE isn't worried about AEW, despite every single piece of evidence brought to him. Like, I'm sorry, there's an issue worried there. Whether it's out of vengeance or whether it's out of oh God, what are we doing here? Damn, air raid crash. Reverse air raid crash. But I think flat earthers are fair game. That's fair. But for somebody that's constantly just trying to, like, the only people that are going to say that there's no competition there between the two are basically the company people who have to tell the company lied. And that's when I just lose that much credibility here with a lot of people. Like, even in AEW, they will say stuff that's a little off the beaten path and stuff you might not want to hear. Stuff they might not should say, but at the same time, I'm talking about that, and these women are, no need to apologize to them is what I mean. Yeah, like, well, I'm in the same boat when it comes to Bully Ray and his BS. He reminds me a lot of Jerry Jones. Doesn't matter if it's right, wrong, or otherwise. He's already been on the quote saying that WWE does not consider AEW a problem. I could be wrong, but I know that he's been on quotes saying that they don't think they're competition, but they're not a problem. They just prefer that they don't exist. That's fair. I'll give you that one. Oh God. Oh my goodness, everybody going for the Rhea Ripley pin. They could cause them to have to pay their talent. That's exactly what it is. Oh yeah, we just thought about this. Now Will's getting into the fight. We have got to get 10 people out here. Oh, I hear the boos. Somebody's coming. Yep, there she is. And Megan just, sorry, gotta get back out there again. So now you got Isla possibly being that other member for Harley getting a return. Let's go. Harley with the face mask just. Oh, wow. It is amazing to think about how much improvement Harley Cameron's had since she started. Like last year, we considered her the top wrestler. Or the most improved wrestler, sorry, in AEW. Oh, and here comes Statlander. So, Statlander going face? I don't. They said AEW should. Well, of course, run a free event, lose the money. It's just like what we realized on our two. I don't want to equate everything to 2K25, but the fact that 2K25 you can run the craziest show in the world all you want, but if you do that, you got to remember you're not gonna have money for other stuff later. It's like any promotion wanting somebody. Oh yeah, go run 5 shows in Europe. But make sure you pay all the fees that go with it too. Well, I guess that's another big news that's come down here. Looks like Australia's getting a ton more wrestling coming up here from both promotions, as they've just announced that WWE's going to Melbourne in October. Well, they're finalizing their dates going up to that last PLE that they're doing down in October before Cena disappears, right? And then AEW is putting ads. They're not allowed to announce the event just in case Tony Schiavone house shows cost money, my friend. And if they're going to get crowds like they do at Dynamite Collision, they aren't going to make their money back on them. So the reason you do the other ones is because they do have that TV money available, and that's why they can afford to run these smaller venues that are packed. Like tonight's the exception. They got about 7,000 here in the Hydro, but more often than not, their venues are 3,000 to 5,000. So. But yeah, I'm assuming that AEW cannot announce their dates until a certain time because of building agreements with, like, they had this problem in London with WWE and Forbidden Door here, where because they were running the Raw before Mania out of the O2, I think it was the last Raw they were doing in Europe. It was end of April, or end of March. That's what it was. They're running that out of the O2. They couldn't announce Forbidden Door until after that show was done because of an agreement that the venue had with WWE. Which I'm very happy that they don't have exclusive agreements on the venues. Because the venue basically said get bent if you tried to do that. Which in London, you can pretty much say that because London's the biggest tourist city in the world, apparently. Oh my God, here it is. Oh my God, let's go. This could be anybody. I think I called Michael Oku online. And apparently Cross showed up at GCW to help Shotzi against Cardona. I don't feel bad about that. I like to see it. Oh my God, that chat is so over with this crowd. I am like, I send Michael Oku here, and then he does another one at the O2 and make it Simon Miller. Oh, that's why. That's why. Shh, quiet, Nets. Forgot Glasgow. Well, I think everybody loves Caster. Everybody loves this segment because it's just. It's that Heath Slater thing going on, right? Like the 2010s. He kept getting run over by legends, and they just loved laughing at him. He's trying to script these fans. You are really in the wrong ballpark for this. You're really in the wrong ballpark if you try to go with fans. I haven't heard, but wouldn't it surprise you if it happened on 0 Hour? It makes sense. Oh, that's a heel thing to say. It's 7,000. That's seven. Oh, tomorrow, yes. The clock is up. What? Oh, shit. This could last 30 seconds. Oh, my God. Caster is a dead man. Let's go. And Nigel's just, no. Sidecast, a dead man. He's going to turn into a pretzel. When you said Young Punks, I thought it was going to be one of the Bucks. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. Well, that was hilarious. Bryan Danielson tried to sue the Observer because they tried to use his name for a memorial award. Oh, no. It's because it was WWE. That's what it was. They were going to try and use Daniel Bryan. That's pretty cool. Oh, Zach is just a whiz. If you haven't seen Zack Sabre Jr. actually work, yeah, I would love to see the YouTube channel. Yeah, if you're gonna ask somebody to try and win this, Zack Sabre Jr. like asking Nigel about it would be great advice. All right, question for you, chat. Does Garcia turn on Nigel after the match? With all due respect, if it was WWE, it's an automatic yes. Like, we don't have to think twice about it. You guys think so? I think when he loses, he does. It's just so nice to see Zack Sabre Jr. on our screen here. Oh my God. He ended up having to do the splits too at the same time. Oh, here comes the face off. Nigel not even giving the respect to stand up. Oh, here we go. I like this. I like this show of respect. This is going to be a fun match, these two. Don't have to hear a word and you understand everything that's being said. That is the amazing part right here. I am so fired up and ready for tomorrow. It's not even funny. Like, we're going to get a couple surprises. I think we're going to get Hook. I think we get Hook during the pre-show on top of all things. The hell is Bowens doing? Well, it should have been me. It should have been me. I was the more popular one. I'm the guy you should be cheering. This crowd is all over Max right now. Uh-oh. Now this is a story. Now this is a... What side is he on? In the words of Bobby Heenan. Billy doesn't want to do any of this segment just because... Don't you walk away from me, you little turd. And Caster's doing the worm. Max ain't getting to his feet anytime soon. I am insane. Male extras. So she literally ran into the men's locker room. Was that a shot at Finn Balor? Mox is a little upset about... God damn it, Yuta. Mox beat the shit out of the box to get in their body. A pencil case full of money. So they're going to absolutely have no... I'm trying to figure out, Zodiac, when you talk about a shot at Balor. Maybe because of the stuffed doll. I'd be more pissed off the AEW merch crew for not coming up with mini Monets yet. Oh, this is good. No one uses puppets anymore. Ah, fair enough. Hey, you got to be ahead of the curve, right? It might also be a shot at Mr. Iguana. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Minnie Portable. I've mentioned her a few times on the chat here. Also another streamer. She had somebody come into her chat, and she's had a few comments come up online that apparently AEW is counter-programming Luchasaurus because Mr. Iguana showed up on WWE programming. Like, you can't write this shit. Like, seriously. People are coming out saying that AEW is trying to copy WWE because Mr. Iguana came out. That Luchasaurus is there.
What the hell is that?
I will say the same thing I said before. It's almost as if the trolls are not trying anymore. But my God, what I wish they would do is Instead of on New Japan World, maybe just get a little bit more accessible. The entire G1 tournament. Put it up on a YouTube channel. The IWC needs to go home. They're drunk. Exactly. But she pointed that out to me, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, really, one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, this literally is a rubber match between these two. Can you imagine Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. main eventing the Tokyo Dome on January 4th? I love the fact that in Britain, there's a nice, or sorry, in Scotland, they have a nice little mix between this and the middle one. If you're not familiar with British slang, what I just did on screen is the British equivalent to our one finger in North America. But usually you do it with the uppercut motion to make it just feel that much more prevalent. Takesh, oh Jesus! Like honestly, Callis is grinning from ear to ear. I love Riccaboni there. Like, why are you here? Now will Takeshita be on the card tomorrow? Like there are still 3 or 4 matches that need to be planned for the buy-in tomorrow. Ooh, nice shot to the knee there. I'd almost think with a guy like Ishii, a TDT wouldn't work a whole lot. Just because his neck's built like a freaking tank. Or it's basically a tree. So we go into our next commercial break here. I'll have to be honest, I would love to get a VPN just to check out TNT in the broadcast so I can see the picture all the time. But really, I'm trying to keep the number of services that I use down a fair bit because, you know, Lord knows the amount of money that we're going to have to spend here coming up because I hate to break it to Canadians, but I know this multi-deal for Netflix for everything for WWE works out for us now. But you know, as soon as they can get that across the world, they're going to switch it over so they can milk everybody dry of every cent they can. Like, it's amazing just watching, like, the positive momentum of AEW here lately. And Takeshita is also a symbol of that as well. Like, I know last week one of our bigger stories was the fact that it was either going to be Evil, which was part of a joke faction, who's basically Jinder Mahaling his way to the championship, or to the winning of the G1, versus a guy that isn't technically, his main company isn't New Japan. So it was like a no-win situation, but the way things have turned out, the way things feel, and most importantly, the way that Takeshita has handled the championship, and the fact that when the fall happened and when the video happened, DDT cut away from their show to actually show Takeshita winning the title, to which the crowd went absolutely nuts. And Takeshita's come out and totally said that if he wins that title, he wants to bring that title everywhere. He wants to be the best wrestler in the world, and he wants to prove it throughout the world. And honestly, you want to talk about, like, there's been a lot of talk about pillars. And while I don't think he's a pillar immediately, he's getting closer by the day. Like, I know Swerve, what did he mention? It was himself, Ospreay, Page, and MJF. I do believe he said we're the 4 pillars of AEW right now. Or was Tony Storm and MJF? Sorry. And I totally see it. I know they were talking about remember the old story about the 4 pillars being MJF, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, and Orange Cat. I think it was Orange was the 4th one, wasn't it? Oh no, Sammy was the 4th one. My bad. Sorry. Chat, let me know what you think. But personally, I think they could be the 4 pillars of the company. It's just everybody expected it to be already. And they were in a bad spot where they had to try and hype that up in 2022. When they ended up doing the 4-way at Double or Nothing. I think it was 2022. Or, sorry, 23. Jesus! This crowd, I love this crowd. So much respect to this Glass Out crowd. Now, if we could get Takeshita to lose to Ishii on this one. And the fact he is the openweight champion too, right? So Northern Lariat. Oh my God, there's a lariat for you. Oh, Takeshita just got out of that. Now he's trying to come up with excuses as fast as he can. And the Blue Thunderbomb, the move that never finishes a match. Shout out to Simon Miller on that one. Now, this has been a lot of fun here tonight. And I know I haven't said it a whole lot yet, but thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate all of you. I know last Saturday was a little bit of a cluster because of AAA. But the fact you're hanging out here and enjoying wrestling with us, we've had a lot of fun talking about a lot of different things here coming up. And we're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow on Forbidden Door. I think Vic's going to join us possibly tomorrow. But once again, the open door policy is open. I think the only thing that saved Takeshita on that pin is the fact that he did get spun inside out. Really? And Ishii just said nope. Blocked! Reversal! Are you kidding me? This could be a main event anywhere. Bravo! Like, these guys are literally tearing each other apart right now. So much fun. The fact that we got this show sold out, we got tomorrow sold out. Crowd is doing their part. And the fact that the mics are picking it up, that's another key thing. Like, AEW's production needs to get better. Let's just call a spade a spade. They added more seats for tomorrow? Or are those on the secondary market, McGee? Because I know as of around 6 o'clock Eastern, they didn't have anything available, and wouldn't surprise me if they add more. Well, this is a great show so far. And just remember, we still have, let's see now, we still have Big Bill in action. We still have the Grizzled Young Vets. Okay, they open more seats. That would make sense. We got the Grizzly Young Vets taking on the Gates of Agony. And we're also getting the Young Bucks taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. That's still to come. We still got 45 minutes of insanity left. And Bill's come. Oh my God, those eyes. Bill's eyes just. What did Roddy Piper say about Taker on his debut? That man needs a little na-na time, I think. I still can't believe that, you know, when you're dealing with that debut for The Undertaker, they actually wanted to get rid of. Take a look at those ham hocks. Like, what a peculiar line to actually edit out, but no, there's just been so much good news coming down. And once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Tomorrow's card, there are so many great matches you could look forward to, and let's face it, let's get the elephant of the room out of the way here. There is a very high possibility that this could be the last card of the year that has both Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay on it. And unfortunately, you know how everybody tries to say, oh, we're going to try and keep everything kayfabe and try to, you know, save things that way. Unfortunately, AEW had to and said that, yes, he is medically cleared for the match, even though he tried to say during the promo yesterday or on Wednesday that he wasn't. And Swerve's probably going to go for a procedure after Forbidden Door here, which is a bit of a spoiler about what's going to happen with Okada. I'm assuming Okada wins. I assume they're going to do this unified title, give it a little bit of a reign. Because I don't think AEW wants to play the fake injury angle right now, because there's enough people around right now that are still a little pissed about an injury angle that went awry just recently. AKA SummerSlam. People are butthurt about getting worked. That's long and the short of it. But yeah, you thought he was injured, Styles, and yeah, you know what? As long as you can understand it's part of the story, I don't think there's a big deal. But the fact that it got revealed in a story that he wasn't injured and it was all fake, and full credit to Rollins for, you know, doing his best to make sure that everybody treated it as such. Ah, yes, the All Ray in the Ring match. I love how he just needs to know his Big Bill, and that's it. Really? Holy crap! So Isla Dawn gets an intro, but Mark Andrews doesn't. That should tell you something, folks. Yeah, well, Mark Andrews, he teamed up with Flash Morgan Webster in NXT. They spent some time in TNA, I do believe, as well. What would Vince think of a name like Big Bill? He'd love it. Alliteration, short. So vascular. Ah. That's probably what he'd be more worried about more than anything. And Andrews is in there with his subculture gear. Uh-oh. Is Andrews going to get the win here? No, couldn't be. Nice little stop and slide there. Yeah, you're done. So he gets paid X amount of money just that has the Kevin Nash test. Has the Kevin Nash test look? Yeah. I could definitely I definitely see a lot of tests in there. What in the world? There's no way he's going to do this. Oh no. Well, Andrews is dead. This crowd's cheering for it. Andrews just knocking the chair out of the way. Oh, this sucked. He's going right out through the crowd. This crowd is all over Bill here right now. Oh, they're about to leave, and all of a sudden the Gates of Agony show up. And of course, Mr. Ricochet, Mr. So, question for you guys. What do they do with these guys? Like, I got an idea where you send these guys, like what you do with them. My opinion, you put them in the trios. You give that to Samoa Joe. You got Samoa Joe, you got Powerhouse, you got Shibata. Can work with these three guys. You know Ricochet loved the trash talking between him and Samoa Joe. And this crowd is about to go bonkers. These guys are hometown boys getting a chance to work on Collision. One of the tag teams that just, they've really been underused. How do I put it any other way? Like, they do a lot of ROH stuff, but right now those hey, I appreciate that sign in the background. Rico shit. Got to get up to speed. Lots of people tonight have not. The thing about Collision is you do. AEW Dynamite is more situated towards the. I don't want to. It is the main show. It's the one that gets the most fans. Let's face it, Saturday nights aren't exactly the best time slot. But there are a lot of people here on Saturday that have a lot of skill. If you do a lot of digging, you'll know a lot about them. But you just this is the more the wrestling show. Like, where, you know how they say how AEW has a ton of people that you just don't know a whole lot about them? And you just said it yourself, but the fact that you can go through the weeds and you just know that if you watch Collision, you're going to get 2 hours of great matches. There we go. Oh my God. Triangle Madness, Megan Bain versus everybody. I told you we're getting a bunch for 0 hour. Make sure you're here with us here, noon Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. Get your coffee if you're on the West Coast. Get your coffee. I'm going to have my coffee and my beer ready. Because, you know, you got to make that transition sometime during the day there, right? And everybody's yelling bald right now. I love it. So if you're wondering about these two teams here, by the way, Styles, if you want a little follow-up, the Gates of Agony have been around since the original Ring of Honor days, like before AEW bought Ring of Honor. They were one of the big six-man units and tag teams there. As we go into commercial break here. And then the Grizzly Young Vets, they were a Progress staple and then moved into, they were part of the NXT UK brand and then moved over to the NXT regular. They ended up working with Joe Gacy in that schism gimmick, which ultimately was the reason why they wanted to leave. Like, that was the Joe Gacy, Ava, and these two guys were formed the schism. And the gimmick was so horrible that they wanted to leave. And that's what ended up happening. By the way, Vic, good to see you here tonight, too. Sorry I got you a little bit there. We're doing a little information about some people that are coming in here. So, and then if you don't know Ricochet, well, Ricochet's been all over the world. One of the most famous matches ever with him and Will Ospreay, the most famous 3-minute segment ever in professional wrestling. Do yourself a favor. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's the ultimate wrestling is choreographed moment. So, what did you miss on Collision tonight? Well, Isla Dawn had a hell of a match with Megan Bayne. Megan ended up winning, but let me pull up the match card so I make sure I don't miss anything. Takeshita Nishii had a good I'd say a good 15-minute knockout dragout that realistically either one could have won. Aminata and Nightingale defeated the Sisters of Sin. Then basically we had the same group of people come out again and attack each other. Huge pop for Harley. Huge pop for Isla. Huge pop for Grizzly Young Vets. A lot all over in action here. Skyflight and Takahashi defeated the Callis family. Rocky Romero is there to eat a pin again. And then Fletcher came out and they basically did some jaw-jacking. We had the Max Caster Open Challenge tonight, and his opponent was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Zack Sabre Jr. You can't imagine how that went. And then now we are in the middle of Grizzly Young Vets and Gates of Agony. Huge pop for Harley. There was a pretty big pop. I would have to say, in terms of pop order tonight, I'd almost have to say it's a tie between Harley, Isla, and GYV so far. Like, this crowd's brought it tonight. They got 7,000 people in the Hydro tonight. For those that are unfamiliar with the Hydro, this is where ICW typically has their matches for their big show, Fear and Loathing. If you go back on the YouTubes and check stuff out from there, I think one of the funniest moments I've ever heard from the Hydro, straight up funny moment. ICW is known for some of their crazy entrances for Fear and Loathing. You know those balls, and McGee, I think you'll appreciate this because it's involving balls. You know those inflating balls that you stand in and they bounce around down wherever, like down the ice for hockey games or whatever? Well, Joe Hendry, for one of his entrances at Fear and Loathing, actually came down to the ring in a human soccer ball to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, his parody of that. Do yourself a favor, look up some of Joe Hendry's entrances. He literally did circles down to the ring in this thing, as he called it a Hendry ball. The heck? Boom! The coast to coast. No, there's been some absolute gold to come out of the Hydro. One of my favorite entrances ever, and would be Grado. Came out for the world title. Oh, this is like years ago. It's YouTube. Go check out. It's YouTube stuff for you to check out later. Grado coming out, one of England's favorite wrestlers. I'm actually surprised he wasn't the surprise opponent for Caster. But he always came out to Like a Prayer from Madonna for his entrance music. Well, they managed for his match at the Hydro to do a mashup of the Bill Goldberg theme, complete with the video of him getting brought down to the ring with that, into the Oh, the jump off the rope, the coast to coast. Oh, you missed the coast to coast. Like it was a straight kick. There was no garbage can involved. Are they going to call for that trios title match I've been asking for? From New Japan, folks. Yes, let's go. Please put that on the card. Oh, this is amazing. We are getting it, folks. We're getting War Dogs and the Ops. Yeah, let's go. If you want to talk about matches that, like, we've talked about it before, it's absolute garbage the fact that we're not able to get more cross promotion matches involved here. Lot less, lot less New Japan supporting. Tony Khan's talked about it. Like, ultimately he wanted this show to be before the G1, which if you switch All In and Forbidden Door in terms of dates, it works out more economically and more feasibly, and you probably have a better presence here. But you got to deal with the cards that you dealt, and this is where you have to go. And honestly, I don't think AEW would have been able to get Texas Stadium this time of year, like this further up, as closer they get to the playoffs, because they got to keep things open for rainout dates and whatever at the end of the season. So, but yeah, just having an extra match like this, even if it ends up being on the pre-show, it's still going to be worth checking out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And this might be where we get the Hook sighting. But as per tradition here, we are getting into our main event here in just a moment. So give you guys a quick rundown what's coming up this week. For those on YouTube, we are going to be going Twitch exclusive after Collision tonight with a little WWE 2K25 My GM mode, the solo run. We're going to get into weeks 8 and 9 here, which we're on our way to Money in the Bank. We just had Bayley flip heel. Probably going to get Bayley and Charlotte's going to be a bigger focus for the show coming up. And then tomorrow, once again, noon Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. for you guys on the West Coast. Bring your coffee. I know I'll have mine. AEW Forbidden Door. We're starting with the last hour of the pre-show. And then we will talk about all things New Japan, AEW. We are going to have a ton of fun here. Monday, might actually do a Monday morning stream. Horizon Forbidden West. I did a little side questing off stream here, so we are bearing ready to go for a lot of the missions that keep the story going. Tuesday TBA, and then Wednesday we're back here on YouTube and on Twitch with AEW Dynamite, and we're getting ready to go to Philly. Getting ready for that residency after Forbidden Door. But as always, folks, thank you for being here, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching VOD. She and buying for breakfast. Oh, I'll probably be up at around 7 to make breakfast for myself. I normally work on Sundays, and I start my day at 7 anyway, so I'll probably just keep my day, like, the only difference is I'll set my alarm for 6 instead of 4:45. What? Somebody get a hold of Adam Blank. Get a clip of that. Get a clip of that video and send it to Adam Blank. Rod and Todd, let's go. And then, by the way, for the record, the Young Bucks are officially $100,000 lighter thanks to Jon Moxley. See, when they're in Canada, they can call him Wayne and Schuster. Nigel burying Shivani. Ha! And even Riccaboni's going into the other gimmicks, too. No, this will be a very fun PWG type match, and I know they just brought it up. I really don't know where we're going to see in that cage match. Like, the scary thing about it, and it was brought up by a couple people, and I'm watching some of the reviews and some of the previews. Realistically, if you look at things and look at medical conditions and whatnot, in that cage match, there are 4 people, that realistically should not be going into a cage match like this. The only weird thing about it compared to what we normally see, all 4 of those are on the same team. You got Ibushi, you got Omega, you got Ospreay, and you got Tanahashi. Like, you saw Tanahashi's got no knees, right? And you see, Ospreay's already dictated what his problems are. Omega, we've already talked about the diverticulitis. And how long has Ibushi been out for? Like, it is a little bit nuts, if you ask me, but I still think we're going to see four splashes off the top of the cage. Wow. And they're doing rookie mistakes too? Ah! Oh, God. That was hilarious. I didn't even notice the shoe part. The good old fake out. I just love how everything's being set up here. The one thing I'll say, and the one thing I really do enjoy about what's going on tomorrow, is the fact that there are so many different matches that you can look forward to on the card. Yes, I understand that there's not enough integration between promotions. I'd love to see another person from Stardom come out besides Bazilla. Even though TK has said that he's wanted her there for a couple of years now. Just didn't work out properly. Which I'm guessing if that's the case, she's probably looking at it's probably visa issues. That the reason that she couldn't get in. Roddy does have a sweet drop kick. Problem is the bar, the standard, the way that everything should be going up, it just raised so much higher in AEW than anywhere else. Then he gets up, he's like, "What the hell are you doing to me?" If the Bucks end up winning this, these guys look so, like this almost reminds me of a PWG match in a way. With the fact that they're just going balls to the wall through the whole thing here. No way. Oh, this is going to suck. Indie Taker on the outside. By the way, chat, have you heard? If you go look it up right now, Being the Elite is back on YouTube. The Bucks have reopened the channel again, and they have a brand new video on there. It's a 2.5-minute video just asking what the EVP, not EVP trigger should be called now. But yes, the channel's actually been renamed back to Being the Elite. So maybe they're getting back into it again. Maybe they're trying to rekindle that old-fashioned feeling. Because that's probably what they're going to end up doing here is just they're working on trying to get that old feeling back on everything and just trying to put everything together. It's essentially what Tony Storm was doing in some ways. But it's just a lot more drawn out. F the Revival. Could that be where they end up going? Like, I wholeheartedly believe FTR is winning the tag titles on Sunday. And I think a lot of people will be crying about it, but a lot of people will be happy because and hear me out. If MJF somehow gets the title, you tell me the pop for Bobby Lashley versus MJF wouldn't be insane? I still feel there's a heavy chance that could happen. The fact we could get Bobby Lashley say, to hell with these tag titles, I want the heavyweight title, I want to rip Max a new one. Then you can get Shelton working on maybe the TNT, where we could have Kyle Fletcher going up against Shelton Benjamin. You tell me that wouldn't be a little bit of amazing? Because I don't think you put Benjamin in against Okada. That's a bit of a dream match, but at the same time, I don't know if the styles will work so well together. But yeah, like everything that's going on here, like it's the one thing I love about AEW more than anything else is the fact there are a million possibilities what could happen. Yes, it's usually the most obvious thing that we do end up getting, which necessarily isn't the worst thing in the world. We get certain wrestlers that, we expect to win and they do. That's not the worst thing in the world. If it tells a great story, let them. High angle slam. I like about Shivani's like, can't make the. Oh, maybe he can make the tag. A blockbuster from the outside? I'll take that. I I love this rundown here. I'm just watching this preview of this card, and it's just damn. They just yelled old school. More bang for you. Oh. Oh God. That had to suck. There's your hot tag. This crowd's loving it right now. Matt trying to do a little shenanigans there. Oh my God, that is hilarious. How long has Bobby and Shelton been a tag? Well, they've been a tag since they came in AEW, like literally day one of AEW. Shelton showed up first, had a couple singles matches, then when Bobby came in, they instantly became tag team. Oh, I'm not saying you're going to break them up completely, but I do think right now the fact that, I'm pretty sure that Lashley wants to take MJF and try to tear him into 4 pieces and mail those 4 pieces to 4 different area codes. Nigel trying to be somewhat impartial. I wouldn't mind keeping them together as a tag too, but as we see here, there are so many teams that are involved. Oh. Oh, here we go. So this is a story of each guy just having. Oh God, everybody's down. So is this a match of everybody missing everybody? They just announced it. Let's freaking go on 0 Hour. The fuck? Michael Oku, Jet Speed versus GOA and Ricochet. Is it just me, or is 0 Hour might be more interesting than the actual show? In some spots. All that complaining I had about enough people not being on the card, TK's trying to fix it right now. They giving shit away. Yeah, like. Yeah, like for everything they're giving away. AEW cutting into my sleep and gym time. Well, you can't help it. They're producing great stuff. And you can't tell me you sleep in till noon on Sundays. Oh, I thought we were going to get a finish on that. Still got a little bit of time left, but... So for anybody that's asking, I purchased it on Amazon Video. All right, well, that sucked with that pile driver. That was a little long. I thought they were going to do a wheelbarrow suplex and just ended up being a straight backbreaker. That was actually pretty cool there. That dive Roddy took was rough, yeah. Matt's got a tap. Matt's got a... Oh, wait. Hey, it's Mr. POS. The hell are you doing out here? This has nothing to do with him. Oh, it's buddies of... He's buddies with the Bucks, that's why. Gonna no day that? No, it wasn't Callis and the Young Bucks. It makes sense now. As soon as Okada comes out, because Okada's gone. This whole feud with Swerve is simply based on Swerve screwed the Bucks. I still would have said Rod and Todd won. Had the Simpsons theme come up. I guess that is a Fox show, so you can't really do that, but. Whose house? Come on, we're waiting for it. There it is. You know what? It's painful. The fact that Nana can stand up top and do the dance before Swerve even shows up while his buddies are getting beaten up. Isn't that sort of a thing? Swerve's like, this is my last match tomorrow for a while. You are not. I also wonder if he's been working with this meniscus tear for as long as it's been. Is there a possibility they're playing the Swerve, all puns intended? My God, that was a house call. Because that house call is supposed to be down low, but nobody bent over, so all of a sudden, boom. Be surprised how long you can go with a meniscus tear and never need surgery. That's exactly it. That's why I'm saying, is this going to be a possible red herring? And Swerve's going to win the title? Or could this be a match where they take him out of the title match? Matt's like, no, I got this. Don't worry. Damn, what a way to go off the air with that, though. My God, Shivani's just boom, 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 boom. Just trying to fire everything through as fast as he humanly can right now. It is I know Excalibur got made fun of that, but Shivani does a pretty good job of it too. So all the credit to him. And heading off the air here for tonight for what's going on with Collision. This actually turned out to be a pretty good episode. Like, they do treat this episode sort of like the more than not, it's more the people that aren't going to be getting on the show get a spotlight in the same area that they're having the pay-per-view in. So it's sort of like a mini showcase for a lot of things. And you did get a lot of that here tonight. You got the Grizzly Young Vets, you got Alan Dawn, you got Mark Andrews, who ended up showing up. Vic, was Mark Andrews that took on Big Bill tonight. I'm feeling very positive about this because Alan Dawn got an entrance and Mark Andrews got an already in the ring match. So I'd like to see Mark Andrews come in, but what he does, there's a lot of people already there. So, overall tonight, like, everything's just lining up perfectly for what's going to be going on tomorrow with Forbidden Door. We got the 0 hour booked. We got 4 matches for 0 hour, which we went from 0 to 4 in a hurry. Which really doesn't surprise me with Tony Khan. Like, he'll just, let's just randomly throw out a dream tag match. Let's throw out the Ops versus the War Dogs. Just for the hell of it. We're going to get the all 8 women that are probably going to be in... could you imagine 17,000 people and that's where they announce Blood and Guts? The female Blood and Guts right after that match with all 8 of them in there. And then they all have to find one more person for their teams. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But that being said, we're going to have, 5-6 hours to talk about wrestling tomorrow on the Forbidden Door show. So we're going to wrap up. Sorry, I'm just going to put a snooze there. We're going to wrap up the Collision part of the show here right now. For those watching over on YouTube, pop over to twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We're going to be doing WWE 2K25 My GM mode here in about just under 5 minutes time here. And we got a double shot 2 weeks booking this week as we are post trade and pre bigger shows. So we're gonna hammer our way through 2 weeks of booking here. And we'll be back tomorrow. I still got to get the graphic done, so I will probably be doing that after we're done the show tonight. But for those watching over on YouTube, just make sure you hit the subscribe button to know every time we go live. And also check out a lot of our great indie content as well that's available on there. So, but as always, folks, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And always remember to be part of the solution and make sure that, you don't end up getting called Rod and or Todd. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later.